Hello everyone, welcome to drinknectar.com. I'm your host Josh Wade, and this is the internet's place to explore the five senses of coffee and wine. Tonight we are going off to a small, maybe not so well-known winemaker or winery out of Benton City, and it is Anelare. Anelare is a winery that came to me from a new distributor in Spokane, and I wanted to be able to give some props to these guys. They provided me these two wines to review. This is I think their third vintage, and this is a wine that typically has only been available through their private clubs, and then these two wines that I'm reviewing are available also through their tasting room in Kennewick, Washington, in the Tri-Cities. And then also through this new distribution method. I know you can pick them up in Spokane at the URM out in the valley, and there's probably just some other distribution that's going to be happening there. Anything new that comes from these guys, I'd be happy to pass it along to you. But we've got two wines here. One is a blend. This is the Anelare 2007, and it's called the Annona Viola. Anelare in Italian means to yearn or to desire, to long for. This is a 50% Syrah blend with 25% Cab, 25% Merlot. You can see by the color that it is a very bright purple and a Syrah-like color. It does go out a little bit more translucent towards the edges. So we're going to give this one a sniff. I remember actually smelling this one earlier and being able to pick out immediately the Merlot on the back end that comes through, because you do get that just the vanilla and the cocoa just on the back end, but there's some bright fruits on the front. It's slightly subdued, it's not outrageous, but then again it's not super tight either. It's kind of a medium aroma profile. You're getting that cherry fruit, a little bit of oakiness in there. I know it's spent about 20 months on oak. You've got these coming from vineyards in the Wild Oak Slope, also the Columbia Valley. So we'll see what it tastes like. Let's give it a sip. All right, my first impression is that it's a little thin on the front. That fruit doesn't really come across until it gets to the back, or the mid palate and the back palate. But there's some nice acidity, you can tell I'm smacking my lips, that causes your mouth to water. It would be very helpful for washing away any food. There's a good tannin structure in the back end. They added just enough of that Cabernet Sauvignon. The wine's a little young, tastes a little green. Certainly could be laid down, cellared for a few years. I believe this one's only $24, so kind of in the moderate price range of things. All in all, it's a solid, well-made wine. The next wine we have from Anelare is their 100% St. Helena 2007 Syrah. This is from their vineyards in Gamache and Goose Ridge that they're sourcing from. I already tell immediately that it is incredibly much more dark than the last wine. It is very much a black plum color, completely opaque. Some nice ruby colors towards the edge. Give it the sniff. A little bit more brilliance on the nose on this one. Definitely get still that it's young. You got some sulfur kind of smell, just that tinges your nose a little bit in there, meaning that probably could be cellared a little while. 2007. Certainly, only been out for a little while, just released, another 20 months on oak. Had some plum more in there, and the blackberry, some brambleberries, a little bit of oak, brambleberries, so kind of that brambly, woody, earthy is kind of what I'm thinking in there. Let's give it a sip. Okay, for me, this is the better of the two wines, or my preference is this one over the other one. It has a little more fruit characteristics coming through. It's a little jammy, like a grape jam in there, but not over the top. There's enough acidity on the back to certainly balance out the sweetness. It doesn't have any tannin structure on the back end on that. This is more of like a sweeter sipping type of Syrah than a bright, spicy, thick Syrah that you might find. Overall, I'm fairly impressed with these wines. Looking forward to seeing what else might be offered from the winemaker. These are made from Victor Cruz, who is also the winemaker for Canon del Sol, if you're familiar with that winery. So he's the winemaker on this project. And as I mentioned before, they're in Benton City. You can find them on the internet at Anelare.com, and they did just open a tasting room in Kennewick, Washington, so make sure you check those guys out. And then I mentioned in Spokane, you can find at the URM out in the valley on Sprague. I want to remind everyone that life is always meant to be enjoyed with friends, so open up a bottle of wine and remember to drink happy.